Hello and welcome to this edition of Eduleader Speaks. Our guest today is educator Rakhee Chhabria. Rakhee has helped empower scores of educators through an online platform, Teachers Help Teachers. It started as a Facebook community in 2015, but today it's well on its way to having a new portal, which is again going to help teachers with skill development courses. So, welcome to this edition, Rakhee. Thank you very
Thank you.
much for
Thank you so much,
joining us.
Dipta.
Rakhee, can we go straight to the questions?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, where would you place education on your list of national priorities?
Yep. I think it's pretty evident that a nation that invests in education is a nation that's bound to grow. So I think education and health both should be given the topmost priority. Yeah.
Okay. All right. The past year has seen Indian educators switch to online education, but of course, there have been issues of accessibility and teacher training. So, what is your assessment of the past year, and what is your suggestion if we have to make education, Indian education, digital ready?
Okay. In terms of my assessment regarding the last year, I would say that we have evolved. Teachers have evolved, and we have adapted. And this pandemic has given us the opportunity to look into the loopholes, which were overdue, I would say. So yes, education system has definitely evolved. Like for example, if you're looking at grade 10 and 12 examination procedures, we are looking at standardizing them, and we are looking at having a foolproof system for the future, so that even when it comes to hybrid learning in the near future, we don't face a difficulty and children don't miss out on learning. So I would say in terms of assessment, a lot of work has been done and still a lot remains to be done. And in terms of making India digital ready, well, I would say that that's going to be a huge task on part of the government. And hopefully, with the appointment of a new education minister, I think that is something of which is going to be of top priority, because accessibility, good signal, low cost device, these are a few things that we really need to focus on. And if we focus on providing these three things into our rural areas, then I'm sure that we can actually help education reach into each and every household. Yeah.
Rakhee, what should be the top three priorities of the new union minister, Dharmendra Pradhan?
Yes, in terms of the top priorities, I would say that we really need to focus on increasing the budget for education, as promised. 6% of the GDP is something that we need to allocate for education, because if we need to make education as the top priority, then it requires that kind of expenditure. It requires to build institutes, universities, and make education accessible even in the remotest areas. And this is what is going to actually help evolve education. So that's number one. Number two would be, of course, to build a roadmap for implementing the NEP, because we've all been hearing about new education policy, but we're clueless about how it's going to be implemented, with schools being shut and the pandemic still kind of surrounding us. So we really need to understand how it's going to be implemented in terms of student development, teacher development, school development, how it's going to be addressed. So that's going to be, of course, on the top charts as well. And number three would be, to, as I said, make education accessible for all.
What is your prescription for enhanced student-teacher relationships?
Yeah, student-teacher relationship, that's going to be the heart of the hybrid learning. I would say that connection is going to be of utmost importance. And when I say connection, it's not only connected to cognitive aspects, but even emotional. So taking care of the social emotional aspects, how is the child learning, or why is there a dip in the child's learning, trying to find out what's happening in the child's or in the student's life, is also going to be important for a teacher to look into. And the teacher in the new norm would really be required to upskill himself or herself in terms of all these areas, in terms of communication, in terms of classroom management. It's going to be a humongous task when kids are going to come back to school. So it's going to take a toll on teachers. So it's of utmost importance that the teachers are also upskilling themselves and are ready to face the new norm. We teachers have become attuned to being live in front of cameras, but now we also got to look into content that's more engaging and more creative. So that would also be the key. Yeah.
Okay. All right. How satisfied are you with the growth and development of teachers, health teacher?
Well, Teachers Have Teachers is always striving towards providing, you know, services and products to teachers, which can help them grow and reduce their workload. So that's something that's like always work in progress, because learning never ends. So I would say that there's loads and loads of work to be done, loads lined up. We are in the process of launching a THT Academy, where we would be providing curated courses for educators to help them upskill themselves and grow, because as we all know that the future is uncertain. We really do not know what is it going to be required by a teacher to be in the new classroom.
How would you describe your own leadership style?
Well, to be a leader in the new norm is really, really challenging. So I would say that the styles that have been prevailing prior to pandemic are no longer going to be working in the new norm. And as far
So
as
true.
my leadership style is concerned, it's more of helping people grow and growing with people. So it's a more of cooperative leadership style. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now for some very light questions and quick questions. What's your favorite book on education?
Some of my favorites are by Ken Robinson. I like to read, and I also like to watch his YouTube videos. Then also Dr. Carol Dweck on mindset.
Your favorite Nobel laureate?
That would be Malala Yousaf, because I really admire her for her courage and strength. Yeah.
So true. Okay. All right. A thinker or philosopher that you admire?
Yes, that would be without a doubt Sir Jiddu Krishnamurti, because I've been really admiring. I really admire the work that he has done, and the schools that he has set up in India, and the education philosophy. So yeah, without a doubt, yeah.
Okay. Lastly, are you optimistic or pessimistic about the future of education in India?
I would say I'm optimistic about the future of education, because a lot has been changed and a lot needs to be changed. I'm sure that we all have learned, and we all are going to be responsible towards creating this change. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. It was such a pleasure to have you, Rakhee.
Thank
And
you. Thank you
thank you
so
so
much.
much.
I
Look
think it's a
forward to
wonderful
talking to and
initiative.
meeting
Yep.
you in person.
Yes, yes. I think it's a wonderful initiative, and it would be lovely to hear all the other leaders as well about their thoughts in education, and what they think is the future of education. So great. Education World always comes up with great initiatives.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.